Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to talk about these Logitech C906 speakers that I have owned now for about a year. So I'm gonna do now a kind of 1 year later review of the speakers, and I'm gonna talk about the cons and pros of them and if you should buy them or not. Because even if they're budget speakers, you can still be pretty pricey for the right person. Okay, so if you look at the speakers right here, this is 5.1 digital surround speakers for either home theater or just some, I don't know, some music you want to hook up to them. And they look like this. And you can put them in the corners of your room and the subwoofer on the floor, and you will get really great sound. But yeah, the pros of the speakers are they're pretty small, so they can fit in pretty much any space that you have. Like you see on this picture here, you only have like not that much space, but you can still work with that because they are really small speakers. They aren't really that tall and they aren't that wide. But there the cons come in. Sure, they're not as big as other speakers, and that's not that well. It can be okay, but just think about it. Speakers are smaller, so of course the sound isn't going to be as great as bigger speakers. But sure, they are very good and great sounding speakers and are loud enough for most people. Yeah, they are probably not loud enough to sound up a whole theater, but if you have like me just in your bedroom or a small home theater, home cinema that you want to have some pretty good speakers for a pretty low price, I would really recommend those speakers. Here in Sweden, where I live, they only cost about ranging from 250 bucks to about 500 bucks according to the seller and the time of the market, because I bought them about, as I said, probably a year ago. Yeah, it was about a year ago now, and back then they were pretty much the same as they are now. They haven't really risen in price or lowered in price since then, which also could be a standard for the speakers. Like, if they have risen in price, they would pretty much prove that their speakers are improving in quality and more people want to buy them. And if they're lowering in price, they pretty much either got worse or less people wanted to buy them, and therefore the price dropped because not as many people wanted to buy them. And it could also be that the price as it is now, that it hasn't risen or lowered, which could be also a pretty good thing, because that shows that the market is hot but not really too hot and not really too mild either, because it's a lot of people that still want to buy them, because if there weren't people that wanted to buy them, the price would have gone down, as I said before, because they need to sell more of them to make the same profit. But still, they also need to have some price in them. So my evaluation of the speakers would be, I think they are great for home cinemas or small room theaters, because they give out a lot of sound, I think, for me at least, and they are rated at 500 watt RMS and 1000 watt peak, which gives you plenty of loudness for your home. And I would rate them at a 4 out of 5, not the best speakers that I ever seen, but not the worst either. And they are just really good middle ground speakers. So let's go on talking about other speakers that I have. It's my, and yeah, you may think I am a Logitech fan, which I pretty much am. I have a Logitech webcam that I'm recording this with, and two Logitech speaker sets, or what you ever say. So I'm gonna show you now my Logitech C333. This is the ones that I have right here on my computer, and I also done a review of them, which I will link down below. But this is the speakers that I have. They're rated at 80 watts RMS and 106 watts peak, and there are really good middle ground speakers as the other ones. They're not the best, they're not the worst. They have about 3-inch drivers and a 5-inch bass, and the other speakers had 3.5-inch drivers and 8-inch bass for the 5.1 speakers that I showed before. And as you can see, it has a volume knob right here, which is really good for choosing volume, and the other ones had a controller, which is also very good, because then you don't have to be at the speakers to be able to turn them down or up. And what I said before was a little bit wrong, because it's actually 40 watts RMS and 80 watts peak, so I got them mixed up before, but it's okay. And here on the back it also has a volume knob or bass knob, really, because it's how much bass you want to have on your speakers, and that's a really good thing. I don't think the other speakers had that, but they don't really need it, because the bass in them, now you can see they don't have anything, but you choose that on the control panel, so that's okay. You can choose it on this, which is also really good. And yeah, overall Logitech makes good middle ground speakers. They're not the best, but they're also not the most expensive, so I would say go with them if you have a mid-range budget, or if you don't want to spend too much on speakers but still have okay sound. I would really much choose those speakers. And yeah, so I just think that if you want some good middle ground speakers, buy the Logitech C33s for your computer, and this for your TV or just your small home theater. And yeah, this was pretty much all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please stick around for more videos like this in the future. And also please don't forget to give a big thumbs up on the video, and also subscribe if you like this video. So yeah, bye, see you in the next one, peace.